Moin Leute, Harry wieder am Start. So today I am here with Sir Sweeps a lot. How you doing?
Yo, I'm doing great.
Yo. Today we are gonna talk about the last Regulation A++ tournament. As you guys can see, he got third, and I barely missed top cut with Meganium. That's what we're gonna talk about today. We're also gonna talk about the meta game, the games, the future of the format, and things like this. It's gonna be a bit of like a podcast episode, but we're also gonna go like into detail about the tournament. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. So I think first I'm gonna talk about my tournament run, and then we're gonna hear about Sir Sweep's tournament run, and then I think we're gonna discuss the teams. What do you think?
Of course.
Alright, so starting with my run, a lot of you guys probably already have seen the video. It was the most unfortunate RegA++ run I've had ever since my Wi-Fi died, bro. As you guys can see, I used Meganium team with like beat up strats and also weakness policy Metagross and Arcanine. However, I didn't bring Arcanine to a single game, which is really unfortunate. But basically, if you go over my games, where can I go to my games? Hold up. So if you go over my matches, first I played against Ventus Ray, right? And then I lost against Splash, and now Splash, dude, that was unfortunate. He was using like a Pelifin Amoonguss with Perish Trap, right? And I had, in the late game, I had Meganium and Hydreigon against Pelifin and Amoonguss, right? And obviously this is exactly what Meganium is for. I EV'd Meganium to be able to 2-hit KO Pelifin, and I gave a Sunny Day in order to weaken Pelifin's Jet Punch. But when I didn't actually go for Sunny Day, and when Jet Punch and Pollen Puff was able to knock out my Hydreigon, and when I wasn't able to beat the Amoonguss, and that was my first loss. And this is probably the reason why I didn't make top card, right? Really unfortunate. And then I went up against Quesoveric, or whatever his name is, he was using the same team as Ventus Ray. And what I didn't know was they must have been communicating, right? Because I went with the same game plan as I did against Ventus Ray, who I beat, but then my opponent was totally prepared for it and beat me as a result. And then in the last game, my opponent had a team sheet error, and then he froze me and I missed Draco Meteor, but then he just let me have a W because of a team sheet error. But yeah, unfortunately that was not enough to make top cut, and I think the reason is that Sunny Day didn't click that Meganium didn't click Sunny Day. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. What about your tournament run?
Oh, my tournament run. So my first battle, I went against this guy, Alex U Splash.
Oh yeah.
He had a team with Serene Grace, Dead on Sparks. I mean, like, you know the strategy.
Oh yeah,
Blair, upline. very beautiful. But I just let Electabuzz and Guldenko because I realized that, like, okay, if he can't glare me, I can at least be faster and just outspeed, go from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could set up in front of him, and like he had nothing that could really damage it. He brought Annihilate, but he just got one shot by like +4 Shadow Ball, even though he was behind screen, so it's not really much he could do. This game felt like it struggled with like, putting out offense. The Dunsparce flinches did scare me, because eventually he did end up putting up Tailwind. So I'm constantly thinking, fuck, he outspeeds me here. It's over. And then we get to my second match, where I also did win. Against Swamp. He was the team with Garchomp, Talonflame, Guldengo, Swampert, and Bright Powder Dragonite.
Oh, that Swampert is nice. Oh yeah, for sure.
Again, it was another game where I just felt like, I just bring in Como, and like there's not really much people's teams could like do.
Yeah. Wait, you got like Iron Defense, Body Press, Como, right? Hold up, let me just pull up the team sheet. So
yeah,
you got.
No, and like.
Oh yeah, and Flamethrower, interesting.
Yeah, no, because he was going for like, Terraflying Terrablast into me, and he was doing 17 damage like per hit. Pretty bad. I almost out-healed him with leftover.
With a Dragonite, right? Oh yeah. Dude, yeah, this is...
Game 3, funny enough, I went against the guy who won, and I beat him in Switch, right?
Oh
he was
yeah.
running the team Bloodmoon, Ursaluna, Talonflame, Bruxus, Hosui, Arcanine, Rillaboom, and Guldengo. I really like this dude's team.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
dude, I can't believe Bruxish won. Like that's so cool.
I know, like he 100%. Like I made mistakes.
Yeah.
The first game and the second game that I fought against him.
Oh damn.
And
What mistakes did you
he
make?
learned from like all his mistakes.
Oh really?
First mistake was I forgot that he had feint.
Oh
Because
yeah.
he really used it on the Swiss game. I basically ignored the fact that he had it. But
Hmm.
I noticed that his entire strategy of Talonflame, Bloodmare, and Saluna was he could easily just lead, go for a Tailwind, Terra Normal Hyper Voice.
Yeah.
There's not really much I could do in response.
Yeah, I saw it in the finals, and like I went to like a team build, and I was like, okay, how do I beat this? And when I was like, wait, Talonflame has faint. It's so good.
I kept on trying to be defensive and go for like protect and sack. I couldn't even go for plays like that because every single time I tried to go for it, I couldn't bring in my own Talonflame, which is the issue. I would have to literally let my team die to like set up, and because that's not exactly ideal.
Yeah. But why didn't you lead Talonflame?
I didn't lead it because in the event that he beat something like Hisuian Arcanine, then I'm immediately on the back foot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I thought he would make that. And I thought he'd make the adjustment. Next time he did.
Yeah, for sure. The mind games were crazy. I mean, it was the same in my battle against that guy who was using the same team as the other guy. Because I was like, for sure they're friends, right? Like, for sure they're talking. But I was so confident in my game plan, but nah.
No, they were. I was in Vengeance Russian. Yeah, he was cool. He was with his friend Case though. Yeah, it was so funny. I guess he was like, cheap Momo, there's no way. he was very big into. He was a very big Komo hater. I think he fought like 2 of them.
Dude, that's hilarious, man. I also wanna build a Komo team in the future. I'm not gonna give away the set, but I'm planning something devious. Maybe.
Yeah, into my 4th game, I went against Zach, which is the creator of the format.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
Shout out to Zach, man.
Using a sand team with Excadrill.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it mostly just felt like, okay, as long as I get, it's how I felt whenever I fight people. Like with my team, it's like, can I get rid of their one counter to Komo? If I can, I just win.
Yeah.
Like he had 2 counters. He had Salamence and Goldango. Goldango went down the Terrifier Flamethrower, which I have.
Just that kills Goldango.
And Salamence, like, he just died on the switch into +4 body press.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cause I think he ran
every other thing on his team, he's got 1 shot, couldn't even like touch me.
I think he ran 0 bulk on Goldango. Like I was watching the stream where he team build, and like I was doing like the calculations how much speed DVC had, and he was modest max speed. So I think he had like 0 bulk on Goldango. And then,
which is surprising. People typically run bulk, especially with someone with like such a good defensive type.
Like I was super scared. I don't know, cause like with my team, I specifically like went for a team that like outspeeds Goldango that isn't max speed, right? And I was like, damn, should I run Jolly max speed Arcanine, right? But I didn't end up fighting Zach. But honestly, it's a good meta call, all things considered, right? But yeah, anyways, keep talking.
And then for my 4th round, I went against Sea-Dog P. Sea-Dog P was pretty cool.
Yeah, he
also had a Komodo team.
Oh yeah,
but surprisingly, neither of us brought our Komos. I brought my Primarina. I realized it was a pretty good anti-Komo. The problem was that is that as much as I think it's anti-Komo, I'm like almost certain that people could just start running counters. This thing has so many sets. It's like it's really hard to really nail down.
Yeah, exactly.
How to counter this thing.
Komo used to be really common like back in the day, like in regulation A++. But now it's actually like back then it used mostly like an offensive set, but now it's going towards the defensive set, which is really interesting. But how like
it's an amazing end game because like this thing is usually it has defense, body press, and protect. That like 4th move, it could literally be anything. You could run Fire Flame, which I think personally is the best set.
Yeah.
People could run Parasteel with like Flash Cannon or Iron Head.
He was running Iron Head,
yeah. Even get away from like Terra Ghost with like Shadow Claw. It's like people can get away with like so many sets of this thing. This thing has so many different moves it can run. It's really, really hard. To like say like, oh, I have a Komo counter. It's like, okay, you have it to this set, but do you have it to all of the sets that people are using?
Dude, there were like 4 Komos in this format. I think 3 of them were running Iron Head, and you were the only one using Flamethrower.
Yeah, I made the meta call there because I realized that the only ghost type I really need to worry about is Goldengo. Goldengo and Nile. And I know an Ironhead obviously didn't do anything to Goldengo, and he's if he's going to be spamming bulk up, like he's not going to take anything from Ironhead, so I might as well go for Flamethrower.
Exactly.
And then like since I knew Terra Fire was going to be good, you see like because Talonflame, Incineroar, they're doing great.
Yeah.
Both of them want to use Will-O-Wisp.
For
so
sure.
I thought avoiding that would be nice.
Yeah, that's
I am also the only person here using Electabuzz. I was surprised. No Magmar, no Electabuzz. I was surprised.
Yeah, it's underrated. It's underrated. I can't remember if I used Terran Electabuzz. I definitely used it on ladder, and I was really surprised. Because one thing that people really forget is one of these like follow me users that's actually really fast, right? So you are running Electrap and Taunt, right? Like that's so good. Like what the fuck, right?
There are a lot of games where like they would expect me to go for follow me and try to like get rid of the Electabuzz. I just protect, go for Electro Wave, and I can just outspeed and get rid of them next turn.
Yeah, that's so good, isn't it? Also, like you said, we talked a bit about this in the Discord, right? You're running static and not Vital Spirit, right? Like I think Vital Spirit is so busted because you can just follow me on Spore Pokemon, right? But you run static. What's the reason?
The reason I ran static was like looking at all of like the prevalence of like physical attackers in this format. I was like, yeah, I think static has like a good enough chance to proc because of how common physical attackers are. Especially since like the top ones we've seen like Como, Palafin, Rillaboom, that kind of stuff. They're all using contact moves, so I felt like static wasn't exactly going to go to waste. And Vital Spirit, there was only one Pokemon I knew that was really worried about sleeping, which was Amoonguss. And Amoonguss is slower than the Ice Click Taunt. Mental Flare is like popular. It's not popular enough to be relevant.
Yeah,
especially
I agree.
Since I have 2 other Pokemon on my team that are immune to Spore.
Exactly.
So I was like, if my win con isn't weak to Spore, why should I care? So I went for static.
No, that's a good point. Yeah.
It ended up winning me a couple games.
Oh, nice.
Lucky Paris definitely did help me.
Hell yeah.
I went against Jomchi, I think it's his name. Yeah, Jomchi was really cool. He had a Murkrow, which was one of the most annoying things I had to play against.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Obviously, I can't click Iron Defense. I can't like set up at all.
Yeah,
because I can't set up.
Murkrow is so underrated in this, I think.
I think the most annoying part was Blood Moon or Ursaluna. Honestly, that was the thing that knocked me out in top 4.
Honestly, that might just be like the best Pokemon in this format. Like after Rillaboom.
Yeah, no, it absolutely seems like Blood Moon or Ursaluna has potential to do extremely well.
Cause like if I go to the team builder, right? Like first thing I'm always thinking about when I'm building the team is like a good ground type, right? Like I know it's like a singles rule to always have a good ground type, right? But if you go to Showdown and you type in like ground types, and when you look at the legal Pokemon, I mean you have Garchomp, you have Blood Moon or Ursaluna, and then you have things like Vapiria, Swampert, Mamoswine, which are all really niche. Toadschool, which I got third with in one of the earlier tournaments. Didn't make a video on this, but I mean like Gastrodon is also one of these Pokemon I think is really underrated. I mean Zack made top cut with it, which is really good, but like if you want an offensive ground type, you really have to use Garchomp or Ursaluna, right? And then how do you counter Ursaluna? Like back in the day, I used to run like Snarl stuff, but
my problem with like Palo Balance currently, and why I think it's not succeeding as much as people think it should, is just because since it's so like just beaten by like the intense amount of Dragon types, especially with Palo Balance being absolutely ignored by Como. I ran into Palo Balance like 3 times, and in every single time, I didn't have a single problem. They could not stop me from playing up, and if they could, like I'm just gonna click body press. Every turn they waste spending moves is a turn that any other Pokemon on my team can just hit it.
Exactly, and people are preparing for balance too. Like that was actually the main reason I was running Meganium. Dude, I'm still so sad I choked this one game where I actually was playing against Palafin Balance, man. Cause I had this Holiday Meganium, bro, and I threw it away. But like I think Palafin Balance is the #1 thing people prepare for, right? And if you look at the last tournaments, I don't think Palafin Balance like did well in any one of these. I think it won one time, but yeah.
No, Palafin Balance had a habit of, since it fails so hard into like Dragon types, and like, and Dragon types are obviously like in a RegA format, they're really easy to fit on your team. Like, there's plenty of people who have multiple on their team. And, because of that, people, pseudo, just fit as many pseudos on your team as possible. Just get those stat points up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Excalibur, for example. Or like, I mean, Dragonite as well. Dragonite is pretty common.
Gold performed extremely well. It was 3rd, and then 4th, and then 10th, and then it also made... What was the... Okay, then it made 21st, so I guess it does have some...
Wait, which Pokemon were you talking about?
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was so surprised when I saw Como get, like, so much usage. Honestly, I feel like Como was one of the most underrated Pokemon right now. Like, Dragon types in general. Because if you think about it, right, like, the most common Pokemon in this format, in this tournament, were Incineroar and Rillaboom, right, with 9 points of usage. And then Amoonguss and Peliphin with 7, right? And then you have obviously Tyranitar, Goldengo and stuff, right? But Como even beats those as well. I mean, Como literally beats all of the top Pokemon, right? Like, that's so insane.
Honestly, I feel like Rain is struggling so much right now is because I really think Archlodon should have been a staple on Rain teams.
Yeah.
Because Cheetar is the biggest problem to them, and the fact that, Archlodon can just body press, immediately remove the, only other competing weapon. Sun is not doing good at all. The only Sun setter they have is Oracle, and since, they don't have the strong, bring in my, Fluttermane, bring in my, Great Tusk, they don't have that anymore.
I mean, Torkoal won the last two.
Really, Sun won the last one?
Yeah.
Was it like a tripping team with Torkoal?
It was like a mixture of Sun and Trick Room and offense, right? Wait, hold up. Metagame? No, wait, standings. Here, it's like a Choice-Scarf, Chandelure, and then Indeedee, Gallade. And then Hatterene, but Hatterene didn't really get brought, and then Excalibur with Scale Shot, and Torkoal, of course.
Of course.
So, I think Sun, it can be good, but I think the number one reason this team was really good is because of Gallade. First of all, White Guard is insane, and then, did you see the video? What's his name? SM Frost, he made a video on the tournament, right? On the run. And what I thought was really interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna put it into the video description for anyone else as well. But basically what he did is oftentimes he just led Indeedee and Gallade, and then he just clicked Helping Hand and then Psycho Cut and Sacred Sword, right? And then that would be able to beat the Pokemon that are usually good into Indeedee, Hatterene kind of stuff, right? So if the opponent had an Incineroar, for example, he could just slice through that shit, right? Well, and then he could either set up Trick Room later, which I don't think he really did often, but he could also just go Excalibur and just Sword Dance and stuff, right? Actually, really interesting. I mean, I also used Sun in the same tournament, but I only got 6th, I think. So, but it was manual Sun. But yeah, I do agree. Sun is not that good. I mean, I've used manual Sun in the last 2 tournaments, and I didn't do as well as I did when I didn't use Sun. So, yeah.
So this may be a hot take. I do not think Palafin Rain is the way to go.
Honestly,
the
same.
best physical Rain sweeper currently in the meta that fits a lot more comfortably is Azumarill.
Didn't we have an Azumarill? Oh yeah, we had a Sap Sipper Beltedema Azumarill.
Oh my god, yes, Sap Sipper Azumarill. No. I'm talking about the huge power, right? You just run it like Belay for it, right?
Yeah.
That fairy type is a lot more helpful than people realize it.
Oh hell yeah.
We've seen how, we've seen how big dragon types are in this format. We've seen how big fighting types are in the format. Imagine if we had, someone as strong as Azumarill.
Exactly.
Being forced to switch out first turn sucks. You immediately put yourself on the back foot.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's so predictable as well. Yeah, exactly.
It's predictable. If you stay in, you can't even gain much. It's you can one-shot a Talonflame, sure, but that's kind of the only thing you're killing there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not great.
You could also just use Belly Drum Azumarill.
It's a lot more of a consistent Rain sweeper.
For sure.
It doesn't have haze, so it can't really get rid of Intimidate. But, since the rest of your team kind of already deals with, Instant, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine.
Exactly. I mean, what you could do is you could run it next to like a Haze Murkrow, right? Something like Haze Rain Dance Murkrow with Tailwind.
Another big thing that, I noticed with Kamo was, what do you think would be Kamo's biggest counter?
Komo's biggest counter? Honestly,
yeah, because I can't seem to find one.
Like,
with set versatility and like Terra versatility, it's really hard to really pin down a definitive thing to wall it, or at least get rid of it.
Honestly, like,
I have one idea though. Terra Skeledirge, unaware Skeledirge.
Oh yeah, like that's another Pokemon that I expected to do really well in this format, but I think because Dondozo isn't here, it's not really doing anything, right? Like Skeledirge might be an interesting pick for this format, but like back in the day when Como was really common, I just used my own Como against it. But it wasn't the Iron defense that.
You don't want to build your team as in like, the only way to beat a Como is another Como.
I mean, it's like, it's just singles.
Some people using Salamence, I thought it was going to be a bigger counter.
Yeah.
It was just because of Terra, like, you run Terra Steel, you run Terra Fire, they click Draco Meteor once, and, they don't really deal that much damage. People forget that Como has, like, a pretty decent special defense.
Oh, yeah.
Before investing heavily.
You know what I was thinking about?
Yeah, here, sing.
I was thinking about Clear Amulet physical settlements and then Dragon Dance, because you have dual Wing Beat in order to beat Rillaboom, and then you could run Terra Ground, Terra Blast, or you could even run other moves. But I think Terra Ground, Terra Blast could be really good into Incineroar and Golden Go, right? But you also would beat Como thanks to dual Wing Beat. And then if you have like an Among Us or something next to it, right? You can just click Dragon Dance and then just pop off, right? That's what I was thinking could be really good. But I don't really think it beats Como because of Iron defense and.
It's so annoying. I honestly think Whimsicott could possibly come back as like a response. Because how I see it, no one's using Whimsicott, right?
Yeah, which is crazy.
One Shouster with Brave Bird. It outspeeds, it clicks Brave Bird, it's gone. But in this meta, where we have so many setup sweepers, like people like Como, we have people like Como, we have people like Annihilate, we have Goldengo. All these Pokemon, I just want to sit there and like click their setup moves in front of you.
For sure.
And because of that, Encore in this meta could be extremely good
to
deal with like all these different Pokemon.
Yeah, but honestly, like I don't think Whimsicott is as good in this format because like for one big reason, it's just way too frail. I mean, yes, all of these Tailwind setters are really frail. I mean, even Pelipper is really frail, right? They all can get away with it, and like the reason is, look at these popular Pokemon. You have Incineroar, which cannot be Encored, right? You have Farigiraf, which blocks priority. You have Amoonguss, which just shits on Whimsicott. Peliphin even beats Whimsicott. Tyranitar doesn't take anything. Golden Go just one-shots it, right? And the issue is, if you have Whimsicott, right, you want to click Tailwind, right? So you click Tailwind turn 1, and then you're already dead most of the times, right? But then you also want to click Sunny Day, if you want to click Sunny Day. And Encore is good if you stick on the field, right? But then you also want to do other things. For example, a Whimsicott that one used, I think, Cotton Spore. Or what's this move called? Yeah, Cotton Spore. Things like this. But in the current meta, if you're using Whimsicott, it's basically like using 3 Pokemon, right? I mean, that's the reason why I didn't bring it in the last tournament and I brought Meganium instead. And honestly, I think Meganium was way better than Whimsicott would have been, right? However, I feel like if you actually do want to run Whimsicott, you should just run like a Focus Sash set, because then you can live a Brave Bird from Talonflame, but then you are forced to click Encore and Protect as well, and then probably Moonblast or Energy Ball or Giga Drain or something, right? So like a Moonblast, Protect, Encore, Tailwind set could be good, but honestly, like at that point, you're probably better off just running like Illumise or something, right?
Wow, Illumise is crazy, but I do think you bring up a solid point. I mean, if you look at the meta, we don't really have a lot of common fairy or like psychic type Pokemon that people can use. Fire Spam in general has been performing well. I know it's because it's most likely connected to like everybody using Rillaboom, but I feel but like we saw what won like the last tournament.
Exactly.
If they had Baxcalibur or like a counter to beat Rillaboom and all these other like terrain setters, it absolutely has potential.
Exactly.
To win. So Fire Spam isn't exactly dead per se.
It's just people
absolutely need support to do well.
I think people just don't know how to use 5 spam. And honestly, like me personally, I mean, I did use Psy spam a bit back in the day, but I think like the biggest thing if you're running like Psy spam is like you already have a bad matchup into a lot of the good teams, right? So oftentimes you're better off just not using Psy spam, right? Like you already put yourself in a disadvantage, and you have to figure something out like from the get-go, right? So let's say you're using like Indeedee Armor Rouge, for example. Indeedee Armor Rouge, and then the opponent has Incineroar Rillaboom, right? And then let's just say for the purposes of this argument you have Torkoal in the back as well, right? You spend the first turn setting up Trick Room, right? Odds are you probably already like lost half of your Indeedee and Rillaboom switched in and Psychic Terrain is gone, right? And now you have to call if the Incineroar is gonna stay in. Do I Meteor Beam the Incineroar? Is like the Rillaboom gonna click U-turn? It's gonna click Fake Out? What do I do, right? And then by the time you figured all of this stuff out, Trick Room is already up and your Torkoal is just sitting there doing nothing, right? That's what I think is a big downside. But
no, you're right. It's no, you're right.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. No, I was looking through like these sets and everything, and I'm just thinking to myself like, damn. I mean, as we've already seen, we still like don't have really that big of a grasp on the meta like so far. I mean, Bruxix got first place,
I know,
Colossal
right?
got second.
Dude, Colossal getting second is so insane. Dude, like that team is so insane. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck?
Iron Defense Body Press with Fire Spin, Flame Body Colossal.
And then White Lens Milotic with like Coil Hypnosis. Fucking Rebombi, bro. Rebombi. I mean, that's so insane.
Crazy tailwind setter, I'm not gonna lie.
I know, right? Like I was thinking about using it as well, but I was like, bro, it's Rebombi.
It's not that crazy of a notion. Annihilate. Oh, another mon that like I think has been like silently been performing extremely well.
Yeah.
Is definitely Goldengo.
Oh yeah.
As you see, it makes up 4 of the top 8, so over half.
Oh really?
And I mean, it's been like littered around, yeah. Like,
oh shit, yeah.
Goldengo is the one that's in 21st in Komodo.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Every other Goldengo's been performing well. I
yeah.
would say it's absolutely one of those mons that is just consistent and easily like splashable into anything.
Exactly, like Goldengo is what killed me in the last tournament, and I think like the main thing about Goldengo is it's just so difficult to defend against, right? Because even if you switch in like something like an Incineroar, right, you're gonna take so much damage, and then you're not gonna be able to really do anything because odds are Rain is gonna be up, odds are there's gonna be like an Amoonguss next to the Goldengo, right, and things like this. I feel like the good players have started to realize the potential of Goldengo, really.
Yeah, originally I thought, Murkrow Goldengo was going to be good, go choice spec, spam, spam make it right. But people found more success with Talonflame Goldengo.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Talonflame has the advantage of being a lot more offensive. Stuff like Feint, Upper Hand, Will-O-Wisp, its like third move is so splashable.
Yeah.
Versatility is the most common thing that makes like these new Pokemon, these meta Pokemon so good is the fact that you can like they're very splashable.
For sure. For sure.
Very well on both Tailwind and Trick Room teams.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty crazy development to think about.
Yeah. Like Ursaluna Tailwind is crazy.
This 50 base speed Pokemon like outspeeding your entire team is like a crazy notion to believe.
Yeah, actually,
it absolutely is.
Dude, it's so good.
To activate counters for things like that.
Dude, 2 tournaments.
I lost to it with my team.
Oh yeah.
He could just outsped everything without talent.
Exactly.
And there wasn't really much I could do.
Exactly. It's the same. Like I also lost to like a max speed Barcelona like 2 tournaments ago, I think. Like in the one I didn't make a video on. Like it was so fucking good. Like it's actually insane. But yeah, that's like, dude, it's just so good. Like what I think makes these top Pokemon really top Pokemon, and what makes these top players, is that they realize they don't have to bring like your standard ass teams in order to make these Pokemon work, right? For example, with Golden Go. I mean, we see Golden Go, Rain, and Palafin, right? We see that doing well, but not that well, right? What won was the fucking Bruxish Golden Go, right? Like with Ursaluna, we see like in former tournaments, we've seen a lot of Ursaluna Farigiraf in this tournament as well, right? But the thing that is winning is Ursaluna under Tailwind, right? I think what these good players are starting to realize is that these strong Pokemon, they can work in very different ways to how they used to work back in like the original Regulation A, or very different to how they worked in like the newer formats, right? And I think that's really the thing that is winning these players these tournaments, right? I mean, Talonflame, bro, Talonflame, Bruxish, and then like Ursaluna and Golden Go, right? Like that's so cool, you know?
Yeah, it was just seeing these like new niche like different ways people can like mash together Pokemon to see like this is good, this is good.
Exactly.
Like just seeing what people come up with has been like my favorite part of this format.
Oh yeah, I can tell you're really excited about this.
I'm absolutely excited. It's my first tournament, performed so well.
Dude, that's so
honestly,
cool.
I can say, if you do see me in the next tournament, which you probably will,
Hell
I
yeah.
am bringing anti-Komo so
Hell
hard.
yeah.
Do not run Komo. I will be running the hardest counter ever. I can
Oh,
say like 100%.
oh, you think so?
Give it another chance. Give it another chance. This thing could probably like. Honestly, I feel like you give it another chance, you could probably win the next tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I've already won one of these tournaments, but I feel like I'm always doing like one mistakes that kills me, right? Like in this tournament, it was not clicking Sunny Day with Millennium. In the last tournament, it was not clicking Will-O-Wisp with Weezing. In the tournament before that, I don't even know, right? But I don't know. I feel like both of us we have pretty good shots at winning like one of these next upcoming tournaments. But honestly, I'm really excited. Hell yeah. I think we can definitely cook something up. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think the thing that I would like to say is thank you for having me on here.
Thank you for
I'm very
being
excited
here.
to see how this meta develops.
Same.
I say if you're here building a team and you don't think a certain one could work just because it's not popular, I say give literally anything a try. If you think it's good in the current format, or if you think just strong in general, I think you should give it a try. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And also, if you're just trying to have fun, like go for it, right? Like there's this one guy, look at this guy, he brought like fucking Dunsparce, Paraflint, Swakabilly, Hisu, and Zorak, and he was like in the Discord like, bro, I need to figure out something stupid to do for the next tournament. Hell yeah, bro. Like go for it. I mean,
this is definitely a fun match.
Hell yeah, I'm so excited.
On my toes for them flinches, I swear.
For sure. Well, anyways, yeah, like I said, thank you very much for being here. Guys, if you want to join the next tournament, subscribe. And also subscribe to Zach, of course, who is hosting these tournaments. Thank you very much for watching. Hope I can see you in the next tournament. Hope I do better as well. Haut rein. Ciao.